Hello everyone and welcome to this video. And in this video we are going to discuss 4 new concepts related to loops, which are break loop and continue, nested loops, list comprehension, and while loops. So without any further delay, let's get started. So here we are going to discuss today about how to break a loop and continue a loop. As you can see here, break is used to exit for a loop or a while loop, and continue is used to skip the current block and return to the for or a while loop. So now I'm going to discuss this in a detail. Let's paste a list. Here it's a list which is about the fruits. Here apple, blueberries, mangoes, watermelon and apricots. Let's run this, and next let's view our list, which is my underscore list. Now let's run it, and here you can see our list is printed. Now if I want to print all the elements in my list, what do I do in the loop? So I need to write for I in my underscore list, and here I'm going to give a colon, and here I'm going to write print, and I run this, and here you can see it's printed. But this is a common way which we use. But what if I want to not print whole of these, and I want to print only till the mangoes part or the mango? So to do that, I'm going to do for I in my underscore list, which is the same thing which we have done already. Next line we are going to write print I. So till here, if we run this, so this will be the same thing. We are kind of writing a if statement. Now we know what is if. We have discussed it in our previous videos as well. If I is equals mango we have already written here. If I is equals mango, let me put a colon. So break the loop. This is a kind of function which we are going to use, break. So this is going to break. It will continue apple, blueberries, mangoes. Till mangoes it will be there, and then it's going to be break. Let's run this. Okay, so here it's an invalid syntax. For I in, okay, here we need to write for I. Run this, and here you can see apple, blueberries and mangoes. It's only till the mangoes. It's not the whole. We have not print the whole thing, like here watermelon and apricots. The same thing here, like here we have used mango, so it has break till the mango only. Now if I select watermelon, let me copy the code, paste it here, and let me copy this watermelon and replace it with mango. So basically this will continue till watermelon and leave the apricots. Let's run this, and here you can see it's till the watermelon and it has left the apricots. So I hope that you have understood the break function, which is used to exit a loop or a for loop or a while loop. So here we have just did it in a practical. Now what if you have break the loop, like here you want to print apple, blueberries, mango, and you want to skip watermelon and go to apricots. So now how can we do that? So for that we use the continue function. So let's create another list, my underscore list equals to, and here let me put some numbers, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. So this is my list, and here what if I want to print only the odd numbers? So to do that, I'm going to write for I in my underscore list, which is my list, and here I'm going to write if I is mod 2 equals 0. So this particular thing we have already discussed in our first video of Python series, wherein how to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and rest of the operations. So now let's continue, and here we are going to put another colon, and here I am going to write continue. So let me correct the spelling, continue, and here I am going to write enter, and I am going to print the I. Let's run it, and here you can see 1 3 5 7 8. Now 9. Now let me explain. So here I created a list which are numbers from 1 to 10, and this is a loop for I in my list. If I, here we give this sign for the mod, 2 is equals 0, we need to continue and print I. Discuss about the nested loops. We are finished with our break and loop continue. I hope you have understood this part. If you have not understood, replay the video. So the nested loops are the loops that exist inside a body of another loop. Now it sounds confusing, but it's easy. So now this means that there is a loop, a main loop, a major loop, and inside the major loop there is another loop which is called as a nested loop. Let me give you an example. Now I'm going to print the tables from 1 to 5. So to do that, I'm going to write a loop for x in range. Now we already discussed about the range, and range we know it's up to and excluding the number. So now I need to print the tables 1 to 5, so I need to write 1 to 6, and next I'm going to put a colon and give a enter, and here I'm going to write another loop which is for y in range. Now once I run this code, I'm going to explain the code, don't worry. Now I'm going to write, now it's it should go till the tens, like 1 times 1 is 1. Now it should go till 1 tens is tens. So here I'm going to write 11 because up to and excluding the number. Here let's put a colon, enter. Here I'm going to write the final thing which we are going to do, print, and here it's a string. So print something times something equals something. So here I'm going to write dot format, and next I'm going to write, let me open parentheses, x y and then x times y. Now let me run it, and here you can see the tables are printed. This is 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, so on till 5 times 10 is 50. What the heck we have done here? This means that for x in range, so here we know what is range. Range is used from a particular number to a particular another number. So here we have taken 1 and 6 because it's up to and excluding the number, and here for y in range 1 and 11, so again here up to and excluding. So now this means that, let me comment this, so this is a kind of slow loop. We can call this as a slow loop, and this we can call it as a fast loop. So what is this fast and slow loop? First the slow loop runs where we need to decide which table is it. Is it a number 1 table, second table, third table, fourth table, fifth table, sixth table, which table it is. So now it decides the table. Now this process is slow, this process is fast. Now it's multiplied by which number? 1 times 1, then 1 times 2. So this is whole thing is decided by this loop. Now finally it's printed. Print something here, this we know the format function. X, this prints this number, and y, it prints the number which is here, and x times y. Now this and this. Now let me give you another example where, like here it picked a number 1. Let's go down, and here it picks a number 1. So now it goes to the print part. It prints 1, and then it prints 1, and then here it prints the answer. So here x times y. So here 1 times 1 is 1. So this is how this completely works. Now if I want to print the table up to 10, so here I'm going to just change it to 11, not 10. If we change it to 10, it will be 9. It will print the table till the 9 only. We're going to write till 11. Run this, and here the table is printed till the 10. 10 times 10 is 100. So this is all about the this is about the nested loops, the brief information, what is nested loop, how to use it. Now let's go to another example. So here let me create a color underscore list equals to, and here I'm going to write some colors. Let me take black and white, and let me take gold, let me take gold, and then here red, a bunch of colors, red, and let me take another which is blue. So these are some colors, color list. Let me copy this, paste it here. Now I'm going to write here phone underscore list. Now here will be the list of all the phones. First is Samsung. Next let's change it to iPhone, Apple iPhone. Next BlackBerry, and next let us add it Poco phones and Realme. So here are a bunch of phones, and here is a bunch of colors. So now basically what I need to do is, like, this code will take pick a number, pick a phone brand, which is example Samsung, and then first it prints black, then white, then gold, then red, and then blue. That means that Samsung black, Samsung white, Samsung gold, Samsung red, Samsung blue. It prints the all the varieties the Samsung company has. Next iPhone, the same way as the Samsung, and it continues. So in order to do that, first let me run this. It's successfully run. Now I'm going to write for I in color underscore list. I'm going to take first, and here I'm going to add colon, enter. Now again, as we know what is nested loop, here we are going to use a nested loop itself. Now here I'm going to write phone underscore list and colon here, and then simple print I and J. The same thing which we have done here, not complicated. Run this, and here you can see all the types of uh, varieties are available: black Samsung, black iPhone, blackberry, black Poco, black Realme, white Samsung, white iPhone, white blackberry, white Poco, white Realme, and it continues. Or here are all the brands. This right side and the left side are all the colors. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about a new topic, which is list comprehension. Hope you have understood the nested list as well. So now list comprehension. List comprehension is an elegant tool to transform one list to another list. So now I'm going to use the old codes, wherein, like, my underscore list equals to, and here I'm going to feed some data 3 4. Let's see. So now next output underscore list. So now what does this list comprehension do? So actually this list comprehension, uh, this like, you can kind of take it as like whole big line of code will be just come in a nutshell. I want to explain this. Output underscore list, and it's empty. And next thing which I want to do, for element, you can name it anything, in my underscore list, and here I want to put enter. Output underscore list dot append. Now if you don't know what is append is used to add a new, where we have some data in another list and we need to add it in a different list. We use dot append. So this will just take the values from another list and add it to another list. So now dot append, now if you leave it just blank, it will just add this 1 2 3 4 inside output list, but we need to square the value now. Now here we have 1 will be squared and added to the output underscore list, then 2 will be squared, will be added here, 3 squared here, 4 squared here. Do that, this element, and this will square it, and then let's do enter, and then one more enter, and here I'm going to write print output underscore list, which is the final list wherein I'm going to have this data. Here you can see it has taken now what this loop does. This loop goes pick a element, go here, square it and add it inside this list, this empty list, then go again, pick square, add it in this list, and finally it's print the output list. Here you can see it has print the output list. But this what if I say you this all bunch of codes, this like around 1 2 3 4 5, this 5 line of code, I'm going to write it in just a single line. How can we do that? To do that, so here I'm going to write a square bracket, and here I'm going to write element, and then square the element for element in my underscore list. This spelling is wrong. List my underscore list. Run this. This will give you the same answer. So now, as a beginner, now this may be sounds confusing, like how to write it. Simple way, I'm going to tell how to write this, the same thing. Just give a little bit of space here in between. So now, what the same line we are going to copy this here. This whole same line I'm going to copy this, paste it here. Okay. So now here I'm going to just remove the colon, and here the left side I'm going to write what this particular loop needs to do. I need not to write any append, output list or something like that. Just simple, I'm going to write element and square the value. So here this extra spaces, let me remove this, and here as well. Run this, the same thing. So now here what this whole bunch of codes, what this whole thing does is a single line can do it. Here you can see this whole bunch of line creating a list, then adding it in output list. Now you need to create the list, making a blank list, then for element and all, and appending it. It sounds a little bit confusing, but this whole line is now converted into a single line here, as you can see. So now this was a brief discussion about what is list comprehension. Now let me take a little bit of real life examples wherein it takes the temperature in Celsius and then prints it in the Fahrenheit. So how can we do that? Before, I need to write the formula of Fahrenheit. So Fahrenheit equals to 9/5 times C plus 32. This is just for a reference. I want a formula for a reference. Now this is commented, so I don't need it in my code. Now I'm going to write temperature underscore Celsius equals to a bunch of temperatures, 25, then 30, then 40, and then 50. Okay, so here are my temperatures in Celsius. Next thing, temperature underscore Fahrenheit equals to the same formula which is here. Copy it and paste it here. A little bit of refinement, and here the star mark will replace the before writing this. Let me just give a space here and write for I in temperature underscore C. Here let me write this capital T, and this should be covered. Okay, so this is the first thing which it needs to do, and then here let me remove this spaces simply. Now here I, this C will replace the I. Simple. Now let's run this and let's check what is inside temperature underscore func F. That means the Fahrenheit, and here you can see all are converted into Fahrenheit. So now let's take another last example to conclude the list comprehension. My underscore string equals to, and some, let's put some string. Let's take example, I am becoming a Python master. Okay, so so let me put some digits as well. In, let's take 30 days. Okay, so this is the string. I am becoming a Python master in 30 days. So what this line is going to do, like this code is going to do, is going it will just read this line and remove all the digits from it. It's just going to give you all the digits. How can we do that? Number equals to, and here I'm going to write some brackets. First thing, for I in my underscore string, because this is most important part. Next thing, now here comes the to part. Now here we need to write a if condition as well, because if you don't write a if condition, this code will not work. Because if we need a if condition, if I dot is digit. Okay, so here I'm going to write if I means it picks this string, whole string, each character of the string I. If is I in my string is a digit, no. Next, a, is a in my string a digit, no. So like this. Now if it is a digit, if it finds a digit, what it needs to do, on the left side we need to write here, which is simple I, and then finally this is all inside a number. Let me put it inside print number, run this. So what is this totally? So actually first we write the loop. What is the loop? Now at the right side we write the if conditions, and at the left side what it needs to print. So this is the basic thing. Here in middle we write the loop, and at the right side if condition, at the left side and what it needs to print. Here in the center I wrote for I in my string, which is the loop. If I is a digit, is function. If I is digit, then print the I, and this whole thing is inside a number, and we need to print number, and 3 and 0 are numbers, because here you can see 30 means 3 and 0 in the number. So this is all about list comprehension. Alright guys, so I hope you have understood about the nested list comprehension. Now the last topic for the day is while loops. So now while loop can be used to execute a set of statements as long as a certain condition holds true. Now we have completed till the for loops. Here we use the for loops, and for loops and while loops. So this while loops is a kind of dangerous loop. Now it's now I'm going in future, now coming I'm going to explain you why it's dangerous. So now first let's say how can we define a while loop. Let's say while I is equals to 0, and while is used for while loops. While I is less than or equals to 10, then print I, then enter, and then I equals to space I is equals to I plus 1. Run this, and you can see 0 till 10. What is done here? I is equals to 0. Now we know it's set as 0. Next thing, while I is less than or equals to 10, print I. I is equals to I plus 1. So what does it do? Start a loop. I is equals to 0, as we know. 0 is 0, less than or equal to 10. Yes, then print. It's printed. And then add 1. So it's added 1. Now 1 is added. Now currently this is not 0, it's 1. I'll go, is 1 less than or equal to 10? Yes, then print and then continue. It will keep going until the condition holds true. Now it comes, is 10 less than or equal to 10? Yes, then again it will print. Last thing now, now it's 11. 11, is 11 less than or equal to 10? No. So the loop is being stopped. So this is about the while loop. So this is the basic thing about the while loop. Now what if you don't want to start it from 0, you want to start it from some other number? Simple thing, here like example from 3 to 20. So here I'm going to set it as 3 and here I'm going to set it as 20. Run this and it's print from 3 to 20. Now let's come to the starting part where I said you it's kind of dangerous. Now you could ask why it's dangerous. Now let me write it. 1 is I is equals to 0 and then enter and then while true. This means that while will be true. Now here in this part, in this case, why did we not write true? We did not write it as true because we know a from certain part to certain, yeah, it's from till a certain part. But here it's now let me show this. While true, print I, and this, and you can see 0 0 0 0 0 is keep printing. You can see a very big loading bar. It's going continuously. Now this is a never-ending process. This will be running. If you leave it forever, it's going to run it forever. So that's why I said a small mistake can lead to problem. You can see here 0 is printing. And it will be printing the whole life. If you leave it for overnight it can print how much ever it likes. So if you stop it, again kernel interrupt, check whether it's interrupted or not. It's interrupted. Then kernel restart. Wait, here we need to write kernel restart and clear all outputs. And here it's done. So this is why I said you dangerous. It's dangerous. Now here till here I have written. Now what is the purpose of writing here true? So here we know from one part to another part. But if you want to run it, keep running and break it at some point. For that, I is equals to I is I plus 1 enter, and here if, now you are going to increment 1 here in the above line. If I is less than 1 second, if I is less than or equal to 11, greater than or equal to 11, so here I'm going to get this, and here break. What this break will do, this break will just break it. This will be running, and once it finds this thing like equals to 11, so this will break it off. Again, it's up to and excluding if you use the break rule. Strict 10. Now it will be going, and it will stop when you say break. Both thing means one and the same. So now if I change this again to 10, run this will give me the same answer. Let's put this 0, and this have given, both have given the same answer, just same code with different lines. Here you can see this is different and this is different, but the answers are the same because this one and the same, one means same. So this was all about while loops. Today we discussed about break and loop continue, nested loops, list comprehension, while loop. If you did not understand any part, replay the video because these points are very important once we go to the practical part or the libraries part. So these are very important in that cases. So if you do not understand any single part, you can read out the documentations of Python or watch the video once again. So that is all for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until then, goodbye.